if I know the story correctly, you go to a comedy club and the guy, and it was in maybe Texas, and the guy working the comedy club or booking it is Steve Harvey.
Yes.
And that's how you guys met?
Yes.
So you went there and you basically said, can I get up on stage? And they said, you have to go talk to Steve Harvey.
Yeah, it was, actually, I was in Dallas to do a different club. And when I got there, I was the opening act, and it was a new ownership. And he was like, well, I don't use, non-local opening acts. Sorry. And I was like, what? Like, bro, I drove 10 hours. I was supposed to make $350 for 19 or 17 shows. I don't know how, they would just abuse you back then. Come do 14 shows and we'll give you $300. So, all right, thank you. So.
And half a milkshake.
Yeah.
Don't ask where the other half went.
Do not. Has this been opened? Hey.
None of your fucking business.
Do you want it or not? You're like, sorry, I'm thirsty. But Steve was starting his own little comedy night at a bar club kind of situation. And he had a couple of weeks where he was killing it. I knew of him. He was like the big name of a comedians that was out. And so I went there, and, there was one comedian that introduced us, just via like, hey, you need to hear about this guy. And he told me about Steve. So I was like, yo, I know this guy. And he was like, oh, yeah, come on in. And it just so happens that the headliner that week was not doing well. And so he was like, you think you can handle this crowd? And he said, I'm going to put you up on stage to do 5 minutes. And so I went up and I killed it. And he just told me if I come back every night, if this guy doesn't do well, I'm going to put you on stage. And so I never really hoped for somebody to do bad. But, man, you talking about juju. I come every night and just look at that guy like. oh, God of failed jokes and punchlines.
Isn't that a terrible feeling? Because we've all had it. I like to think I'm a good person, but we've all been in those situations where we're like, please fail.
Exactly. It was so bad. But it was one of those situations where Steve and I became very close from that, because I ended up going and doing well. He gave me a couple of $100 to get home, and then they brought me back to headline like a few months later, and then our relationship started from there. So we just ended up being friends.
And you guys have been tight ever since.
Ever since. That was probably late 90s.
Is it true you guys vacation together? You'll go. What's that like?
Yeah.
What's it like when you two just hang out on a beach?
Well, Steve definitely became a super fashion person now. So now it's like too much anxiety of me trying to figure out what my outfits are going to be. Wait, it used to be just like cool men buddies, but like now he's like become some fashion icon. And so like I can't even be near him without like having my drip right. Like I'm like, so it's like the whole time before the vacation, it's like, okay, does these shorts go with that? What shoes should I? I'm not gonna go.
Also, you're looking out the window with binoculars. What's he wearing? What's he wearing? I don't want to show up at dinner. I don't want to clash. I don't want to match.
Is that a cape? Is that a flowy cape? What is going on?
Hey, Sona, think of all the amazing things in life that are expressions of just you.
Yeah.
I mean, like the chocolate that you had on your face when you came in because you just ate that. What was it you were eating?
I was eating a giant cookie.
Giant cookie.
Yeah.
And that's so Sona.
Okay.
Or that song you stream over and over again. That's just so you. What's that song for you?
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yeah.
But it's for my boys, not me.
I know. Still, it's nice.
Okay.
Or, that podcast, that comedy podcast you just got to listen to.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
Exactly. Is that what you listen to in your spare time?
Yeah.
I love it. Everything that makes you makes all the difference. State Farm believes insurance should work the same way. Your plan, your coverage selections can be personalized by you and only you.
Cool.
I shouldn't shout, but this is how strongly I feel about it.
You got so aggressive.
The ability to choose the plan you want by picking the options that fit you, like choosing to bundle your home and auto policies, is what the State Farm Personal Price Plan is all about. Getting the coverage you want at an affordable price just for you. Call or go to statefarm.com today to create your State Farm Personal Price Plan. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customers. Availability and eligibility May vary.
You know, he can gamble too, and I'm not much of a gambler, but usually whenever I'm gambling with Steve, I make money. So that's the only time that I like to kind of go, because he'll be like, you know, he plays cards and he'll show me like, do this, and I'm like, all right, well, cool, I just won. But I would never do it on my own. Like I'm not a gambler. Like
I'm not
that.
either. But if I'm around someone, I just tell them, please tell me what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it goes badly, I have someone to hate, which makes it work out.
Yeah, I had the last trip we were in the Bahamas together, and I actually, when I was leaving, I had like maybe like $3,000 worth of chips in my pocket and totally forgot. So it was like, what did I do with this? So I looked like a big timer because I was just like giving people chips on the way out. You know, like, you go, man. Thanks, bro. Except for the bags, my man, take that.
Here you go. Here you go, customs agent.
Yeah, don't look at that bag. All right, but here you go. It's not a bribe, my friend. It's just a chip, but take it over there.
Has he? I would think the one thing I think of when I see Steve now, it's always Family Feud. I see him doing Family Feud, and the one thing I worry about is that doing a gig like that over and over and over again would like start to get to your mind. Do you know what I mean? I worry sometimes that like it would
that you talk to people.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, that just over and over and over again doing the Family Feud would change.
Top 5 appetizers before you order. Let's go. Let's get it on here. Let's get it on. Come on, Sona. Come on up here. Give it to me. Top 5 appetizers.
Buffalo wings.
Buffalo wings. Number 2. French fries. Let's give it to me. Caesar salad.
Then you give him one that clearly disappoints him.
Yeah.
Stewed tomatoes.
Stewed. Oh, hell no. I know that ain't up there.
You know he's doing that when he,
you know
if you wake him up at 3 a.m, that's what
that's
he's
how
like.
he wakes up.
Yeah, and the survey says.
You can't ask him a question without it being phrased like. Yeah, that's probably so true. And they do a lot of them at once too. That's the other thing. Like when they shoot those shows,
that's how they
block
do it.
them. Like so you're right. I think in that period of time, it just got to be in your head because you're doing like 100. Sometimes they do like 106 shows in a matter of like 3 months. So just every day, like popping them off, like boom,
right, and then change suit and act like, okay, now it's Christmas time, even though you're shooting it in July.
Right.
You know, you just keep going and going and going.
Exactly.
We should do the podcast that way.
Oh,
We should do like 30 a day.
Never stop.
Cedric, you gotta go. We got someone else coming in 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
They're just stacked up like planes on the airport.
Yeah, just the amount of guests that you have. Like, just
and I don't even know what I'm doing. I start to forget who's who.
This is the pilot that flew me home.
Exactly.
Asking people the wrong questions about the wrong project.
questions.
Yeah.
I got my barista coming up next, and it's just the guy from today, not my regular baristas. It was a random stop, and I told him to come on the show.
Just get in there.
Get in there.
Well,
talk.
so I ordered
coffee. Go.
I ordered a latte. What's in a latte anyway?
What's in a latte? Why latte? Why is the name? Seems weird. It seems lazy. With coffee, it's opposite. When you look at it, latte, you know, thought it's supposed to get me up.
Okay, get the fuck out of here. I'm done with
Thanks
you.
a lot for nothing.
Who's next?
It's revolving.
No, it's director Werner Herzog. Get in here, Werner. This is madness. This is insanity. Shut up, Werner.